Circularity is the future, but it's deeply complex and very much like a clock. Every single cog needs to work in turn. Every single person on that supply chain needs to be talking to one another and working together. And this is what's going to create a regenerative future. So the adoption of circular principles is going to make almost every sector evolve. And this is what makes it both breathtakingly worrying and mind-blowing, but also incredibly exciting. Where an industry like the waste and resource management sector fits in is generally towards the end of the life. But we can also think about how we can slant and maybe shift back towards a earlier part of that circle, and maybe think about refurbishment, remanufacture, recertification, repair. I think the sector can really dig in, not just at the end of life, but thinking about second, third and fourth iterations of anything. Things like the EPR will really change conversations. At the moment, a lot of the conversations are very siloed. The manufacturers will create something based on consumer demand and their own processes, and then it kind of is like the waste management sector kind of gets lumped at the end and they have to deal with whatever's coming their way. So these connections and these conversations that previously haven't really happened, to create real circularity and to create a working extended producer responsibility, we need to make sure that every party is round the same table and understanding what each other needs. So depending on the sector, this will look very different. Some of it might mean that extra monies need to go in to the end of life, the pickup and the reprocessing. Other responsibilities might be that actually things get sent back to the manufacturer. So, and each industry is actually going to be tackling this in a different way, but really it's pushing that responsibility beyond the point of sale. All of these different conversations we're having, design is very much part of that as well. So yes, I'm biased, I'm a designer by trade, but the decisions that we make at the design stage are hugely impactful. Up to 80% of a product's environmental impact is decided at the design stage. So the people, the groups, the sector that is actually involved in creating that thing, all the way through to an actual product itself, these are the decisions that need to be discussed with waste management. And equally, it goes both ways. So it's not just for the waste management sector to be engaging with designers, it's for designers to be understanding, visiting sites, understanding how things are reprocessed, understanding what the problem is. If designers can understand what the problem is now, at the end of a product's life, they can be more mindful and more innovative when they come to thinking about the start of that product's life to make sure that the end problem is reduced or hopefully eliminated completely.